Hello everybody and welcome, Rich here, and in this video we're taking a look at the Year 4 Season 4.3 designer notes in Rainbow Six Siege. And of course, as we've become accustomed to now with this patch, we take a look at the win delta versus presence graphs for the operators for Year 4 Season 4. If you're not familiar with these graphs, these give us a very clear look at what operators are being picked and how often they're on the winning team, which then gives the devs an idea of what operators they need to be looking at regarding balancing changes. Now, as we take a look at the first chart here for the attackers, do bear in mind that this graph is based on ranked, PC, platinum and above only, and this is, like I say, for the Year 4 Season 4 attackers. Now, I think one of the most interesting ones here with this new season is obviously Carly. Now, we thought, or at least I did anyway, that she was going to be a very popular operator with that rifle that she has, but as you can see, she's right down there in the bottom left-hand corner, only picked about 12%, 13% roughly, and she's only on the winning team minus nearly 2.5% of the time, so I really didn't expect her to be way down in that bottom corner. She's actually doing probably a bit worse than Glaz at the moment. As we can see, okay, Glaz isn't picked a lot of the time, but he is actually on the winning team more times than what Carly is, so that is really surprising for me. Do guys let me know what you think about that. Have you been playing Carly that much, and what do you actually think to her now she's been released for a while and a lot of you have had time to play her? Looking at the other operators on this attacker's chart, although they are quite sporadic, I don't think there's anything that really stands out there to be major. Obviously you've got Jackal right at the top there, picked like over 60% of the time, but okay, he's not on the winning team a lot of the time. Ash obviously up there in the top right hand corner. The only thing that does strike me about this graph is that no operators are really in the sweet spot, which means to me at least that the devs have a lot of work to do regarding balancing to try and bring more of them operators into that sweet spot where they should ideally be. So next up, let's take a look at the defenders, and again, like I say, bear in mind this is ranked PC, platinum and above only for Year 4 Season 4 defenders. This one is very surprising. It's very different to the attackers, and as you can see, there's two operators that are massively standing out there, being Tachanka and Jager. So Wamai, the new operator in Year 4 Season 4, was supposed to be the new alternative to Jager, but as we can see, Jager is picked 90% of the time and he's on the winning team almost 1% of the time as well. He should not be way up there, whereas Wamai down here in about 18% pick rate and on the winning team minus 0.5% actually of the time. So he's closer to the sweet spot, but Jager is obviously way up there to the right hand side. He should not be up there, proving that Wamai didn't put people off of picking Jager and they would much rather pick Jager because I guess it makes a lot more sense gadget wise. But do guys, like I say, let me know what you think about that. Obviously in the bottom left hand corner there we've got Tachanka. He is really in desperate need of something. He needs saving, he needs reviving, he needs bringing back to life. Down there at a very low pick rate and a win delta of minus 5%, Tachanka is in desperate need of some help. Perhaps in Year 5 he could be one of the operators we see getting reworked. We know there are a few in the fridge that are due to be coming out, hopefully fairly soon anyway, so maybe we can keep our eyes peeled for that. Castle again is one that's down there in the bottom left hand corner, along with Warden and Goyo. Again, Warden I think is a very situational operator. I personally don't use him a lot at all, and Goyo, I just don't really see the point of the shields massively for my style of gameplay, at least anyway. Do guys, like I say as always, let me know what you think about that. However, compared to the attackers, we can see that the defenders do have a few more operators in that sweet spot, but again there is a lot of randomness, like operators are just chucked all over the place. Capcan all the way up there, Frost, Rook, Ella, and then on the other side of the scale you've got Valkyrie and Legion. Very interesting, but like I say, this is the stats that the devs look at to see, right, who do we need to change? What balancing changes can we make? So I think for this year, for those operators that are all over the place, some very interesting changes could possibly be coming for Year 5 for these operators. Now, there are also some game changes going on with this patch, and I've already covered these in a note that was uploaded to the test server, so there will be a link in the description down below. Do guys go and check that out. Some very interesting changes regarding regarding ADS speeds, an ACOG being removed, and some abilities that Dockerby can now do. Very interesting stuff. Like I say, there is a link in the description down below to that video and hopefully an annotation on screen somewhere. And lastly, just quickly, while we obviously saw Legion way up there on the defenders pick rate, they do go on to say in these notes that Legion is currently overpicked and performs really well, as you can see in the defenders graphic. He can often be quite frustrating to play against, which is why he's also targeted by operator bans. He takes gunfights, deals damage, and slows down the enemy. On top of that, his GU mines are also used for information gathering. They're looking into fine-tuning him to reduce both his effectiveness and frustration, which to me is massively disappointing because I do really like playing Legion. Now that I've got rid of the Halloween gear and that hideous helmet that he had with the bright green luminous thing sticking out of it, which was just a target for headshots, I do really enjoy playing Legion. He's such a good operator for intel and damaging enemies as well. So if they do balance him out, I'm really keeping my eye on this to see what they actually do to change him. Anyway, if you do want to read the full notes of this update, I will leave a link again in the description down below. But for now, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I do as always appreciate your time. And until next time, goodbye.